Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. Better that I'm here.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know you, can you just introduce yourself and what you do and things like that?
Okay. Do I look here? Or you
No,
talking
no,
about-
you're
Oh,
good.
just
You're
look
good.
at you.
No, yeah, just look at me. You're fine.
Okay. Well, my name is Christina Harris. I
Mhm.
am a local makeup artist here in this area. I've been in business for 3 years, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited about everything else that I have going on, and just an entrepreneur. But my first business and my baby is makeup artistry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of started you on makeup and what kind of got you into that?
What got me into it was an ex.
An ex.
Yeah,
You
an
want
ex.
to glow up on them?
No, I mean I ain't gonna say no names, but people who know me personally will already know who I'm talking about. But it
Okay.
started off in Mississippi. I used to work for Lancome. That's a makeup company.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened is a lot of people wanted me to do their makeup in the store, and I'm like, y'all are just paying me $14 an hour, where I can make way more than that. So I actually got in trouble because the lady who I worked with snitched on me and was like, she's bringing people out of the mall and they're going to her house, and just an old grumpy lady who was hating. They told me, look, it's either Dillard's or you, which was crazy to me because I'm like, you're Dillard's, a big organization, why are you worried about me? But
Right.
I understood, and so I told them, just peace out.
The best we part
So
ways.
ever since then, I just been on it, and just, yeah. So it started in Mississippi, and my ex told me, he was like, you should do this. A lot of people ask you a lot of questions. Who did your makeup? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take that leap of faith and swallow that frog in my throat, and was like, I'm going to just do it. And I'm glad that I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm not too privy to makeup,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Right.
But for people that are into makeup and that want to get into being a makeup artist, what are some words of advice that you could give them as far as pursuing that if they wanted to do something like that?
Stay committed. That's the biggest thing that I will say, because of the vision and the dream and the talent that you have can let you go far. A lot of times people, whenever they get into any type of business venture, or we'll just say makeup artistry, they expect them to have a huge clientele and have just immediate results. And I think I was talking to you before about our generation being a microwave, want everything go fast now.
Yeah.
And they forget that there's a process. So stay
Correct.
committed to the process, and eventually, as you keep showing your work, as you keep practicing, then everything will be just fine and work out for you. So that's the advice that I would say: stay committed and be teachable and coachable. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times when we all feel like we're really good in our craft, a lot of times we get content of where we are, to the point where we think that we're good, and that we don't need to learn more to help us better, because of we get into that space of I'm good. And so if you stay committed and you stay teachable and coachable, then success will be a result.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You're very well spoken.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So I know you do makeup and things like that. Now, do you do anything else as far as business is concerned? Because you said you have an entrepreneur mindset. So what else do you have on your plate as far as business is concerned?
That's, so it outside of me just being a regular makeup artist, I have my own lash line. So everything that I'm a part of has to deal with the beauty industry, pretty much. So I have my own lash line, Lash 163, and then I have something else that's on the works of helping. It's going to help everyone.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, so out of the whole entrepreneurship, it has to do with beauty, the beauty industry. And outside of that, I mean, that's it.
Okay. No, I feel you on that. So in regards to makeup, I know a lot of famous women do makeup and things like that. Obviously, they have to have makeup, but it would behoove them to have makeup, to get the best shot, and
Right,
to look
right.
as best as they can for the people.
Right.
So have you done any famous people's makeup by chance?
Yeah, I've done Cardi B's makeup when she came here in
For real?
Norfolk. Yeah, I
Wow,
did Cardi B's
that's
makeup when she
crazy.
came here. That whole thing of how that even happened, because so many people always you'll see it deep in the Instagram feed, because I'm not one to keep boasting and boasting, but if somebody happens to ask, then I will say. But so even how that happened was I heard that she was coming to Norfolk, and it just was like, so my mind like of just ask her. And I'm like, she had like I think either 1.2 million or I know over 1 million followers, and I was like, yo, like I just just little old me just under her comment out of all the comments. But I simply said, hey, I heard that you're coming to Norfolk. I would love to do your makeup. And it said something like that. I can't remember if I said anything else, but I knew it was short. And after that, my ex, who actually brought me into it, I told him, I was like, oh my gosh, I did the most dumbest thing ever. And he's like, what? I was like, I hit up Cardi B and thinking that she's actually going to hit me back. And so I was like, you know what? If it's for me, it'll be for me. If not, I mean, cool. Right. So the next day came, I had a bridal party, and her manager hit me up. I still have her phone number saved to this day. I don't know if it's the same or whatever, but it's one of them things that you just keep, Right. And so they hit me up, and thank goodness I was done with that bridal party. And they were like, hi, this is, I can't remember who his name is, but Cardi B's management, she's looking for a makeup artist. Are you available? I literally froze. I was like, yo, it actually worked. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know. So, but I'm more calm because I was like screaming, and my clients were like, what's going on? Because by then we had like a good relationship. Right. What's going on? I was like, girl, Cardi B wants me to do my makeup. They were like, girl, if you don't leave us and go over there. So I went there, and I know like a lot of things have been going on with her and another fellow makeup artist with that whole drama thing. But I would say that she wasn't like that with me. And my someone else that was servicing her, she wasn't mean. You know what I'm saying? She was very shy, actually. When we met her at the hotel room, when we finally came to the room, I was like, hi, my name is Christina. And she was like, hi, I'm Cardi. I was like, girl, I know who you are. But it was a really cool experience. And it was one of those things of, it's like, first impressions mean everything, because even after that, a couple of people from, Love and Hip Hop, hit me up after that. Oh, wow. And they wanted me to do Tommy's makeup twice, but someone else was blessed to do that. And they hit me up to do it in Richmond also, but the only thing is that they weren't trying to pay me. So I was like, I'm not going to cancel paid clients to do you for you to say I can give you a shout out, because as we all know, things can, let's say, after I did Cardi B's makeup, a lot of people hit me up to do their makeup, but it wasn't any type of lasting clients. It was just for the clout chasing, if you will. Right. I think I'm saying that right, but you hit it nail on the head. Yeah, whatever. But I already knew it was up, but I just took advantage of that moment. But yeah, so yeah, those are the few times, and then just local people around here that I won't say, dang, how do I say this I'm trying to say this in a very humble way, but I don't know how to, but just people around here that, I guess they have, influence, let's say that. And so, yeah, so it's been great. I don't ever, treat anybody different. Right. Everyone is the same to me. Just some people happen to be more popular, and some people know them more than others. But at the end of the day, if I cut them, they'll bleed just like us. So. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. That's dope. That's awesome. So that's something I tell everybody, because people, I've had a few guests up here, and they're like, oh, how'd you get them up there? I was like, I just asked them. Yeah. Like, literally, like, people don't understand, like, the worst that can happen is you either get ignored or they say no. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Mouth don't get fed.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, people are scared to break that barrier. Yeah. When they realize that there's nothing for them to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. It's not like, oh, like you're gonna lose your job or anything because you're trying to talk to this person. No, exactly. They're just another person, and if they want to entertain what you have to offer, then by all means they'll do that. If not, then this is what it is.
I will say at first, in the very beginning, I'm sorry. First, in the very beginning, I was nervous, but as time went by, because we had to wait for her because they were running behind. I just was more calm. I was so surprised because I'm like, I'm actually touching her face. Like, it's a difference between, it's a difference between when you're in front of a celebrity,
right,
and y'all are from a distance waving and giving them a hug. But I was there with her for an hour, touching her face and all up in her face.
mm-hmm.
So it was just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. But I had to pull myself all the way together because my hands was like almost like this, But
right.
yeah, when I kind of went past again, that mental thought of she's just like a regular person, just happens to know more people, and people happen to know her more, and don't mess it up, don't make her look crazy, because she be putting people on blast real quick. So let me just do my job, and that's it. Because when we ended, or when we were finished, it was really late, and I was just ready to go home. To be honest, I was like, look, I'm ready to go.
Okay, yeah. Sweet. So I'm assuming you have no shortage of clientele in the area.
You said what?
I'm assuming you have no shortage of clientele in the area.
No, in this area?
Yeah.
No. It has its days, I'm going to be honest. That's the only thing about with entrepreneurship, when you kind of, even if you're working still or have a career and you're doing something on the side, it has its ups and downs. Sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it's not going to be so great. But again, if you keep that mental, gotta have that mental strength. But I would say that as far as I'm holding up and able to pay things that I need to and enjoy with whatever. But yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's definitely with entrepreneurship, because it's not always consistent.
Yeah.
It has, like you said, it has its days, it has ups, it has its downs, but at the end of the day, being in business for yourself, I think is one, commendable, but two, it's also a whole another level of freedom, because you're your own boss. You get to dictate your own schedule, who you work with. Yeah. I mean, the world is at your fingertips at that point,
Right.
And it is what you make of it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I along with that is one of those things that, again, once you stay committed, if you stay committed, 1 minute, 1 hour can change your whole entire life. I just was telling the barber who came on here yesterday that a lot of times when it comes to entrepreneurship, a lot of times people, if their goals doesn't happen within the year, they feel like they're a failure, they drop it, go on to the next thing. And I'm like, well, you know what happened if somebody told you that if you stay committed to this thing for 3 years, that next following year would have been your year of turnaround? If you just would have waited, your whole life can change in a moment. So I always tell people, anybody who is on the verge of quitting whatever their vision and dream, I'm like, that was given to you for a reason, and you are the person to deliver it. And that people will be blessed by your gift, by your show, your podcast, and all things. You never know whose life you're going to touch, so don't cheat nobody out off of your own insecurities, because we need you. And that's just the truth. A lot of times, unfortunately, as we're growing up and you're getting into high school and you're about to get ready to leave, and everybody, you hear all these advices from left and right and all that, and you're not sure what you want to do, and it's a lot of times you'll take a chance on somebody else's vision or dream and not on your own. And I think that's the saddest place, because a lot of times people will get depressed and wondering why their life isn't happening in the way that they want. Like, I'm in the right field, I'm studying for the right degree, and yet something isn't working. I'm like, it's because it's not for you.
Absolutely.
What you think about all the time, when you go, before you go to sleep, and what you're passionate about, that's what you're supposed to do. So when you're trying to do something else, it's like putting a circular opening or whatever, and you got a square, and you're trying to put it in the circuit, and it's not working. It's like, dog, because it's not you. Now that might be for somebody else,
right?
But don't sleep on your own self and then try to follow somebody else's, when you very well can have the same result, but in your own way, and you're doing your own thing. So even outside of makeup, I don't even really talk about makeup. Even when I have clients, this is the conversations that I have, because a lot of times people, as you say, even makeup artists or other people, they ask, well, how do you do it? How do you stay committed with, the downtime? And I'm like, if you just look at when things aren't as fast as you want, look at it as preparation season. Look at it as a place where you can build yourself up. How can you be better? How can you be a better man? How can you be a better woman? How can you be a better entrepreneur? And what can you do to help others around you? And if you stay focused on those things, and it won't even seem like a slow moment to you. Anytime somebody say, "Oh, it's slow," that lets me know you ain't doing no work at all. If you think that all the work has to deal with your business, then you're gonna go down that road of depression and that road of having like a whole mental war in the inside of you.
Right.
But if you, like I said, if you see what you can do yourself, I mean, that time will go by fast, and next thing you know, you'll be right back on top.
Yeah. So, me personally, I feel like having a makeup artist and having an appointment with a makeup artist is the equivalent of a man when he goes to a barbershop.
Yeah.
And gets his haircut. Because it's like, for whatever reason, you can just confide in them and talk to them about anything.
True. That's true.
And then and you will talk about everything but the haircut, or in this case, the makeup.
Yeah, that is so true.
So how is it like when you have clients and you're doing their makeup? Like, what is it like? I mean, is it kind of awkward at first because you don't know the person?
So 8 times out of 10, I never know who the clients are.
Okay.
I guess it's more so a personality. I never felt very awkward around someone who I don't know. You know, I mean, just how I am. I'm like, "Hey, girl, like, give me a hug," and they were like, "Oh my goodness," and so that's just how I am. And so automatically, you develop that relationship in the beginning, and I don't try to get them. Let me give her a hug so she can confide in me and see what's going on. Right. No, it just end up going that way. Now, there has been very awkward situations because I travel to all my clients, so I'm either in their zone, so either in their home or hotel, whatever, but I'm walking into their environment. So if they've been arguing or whatever, that it is just very awkward, or if
I got you.
It can be very awkward sometimes, but I always try to be the peace and stuff, and sometimes I'll be like, "Okay, don't say nothing," and sometimes I'll be like, "Okay, let me just calm them down." But it's never been a moment of where it felt awkward. And that's another thing, as you were saying, like, as far as advice to other makeup artists, be approachable. And some people are very like, clothes, I'm just gonna here to do my work and that's it. But I'm not telling you to be like me, like, come give me a hug and all that other stuff.
No, right.
Just have a welcoming environment. Exactly. And I think that's just with anybody.
Yeah, be inviting, and that's kind of I adopt that same concept when I do the podcast. If I have anybody over, I mean, for one, it's out of my house, so it's my home, so I want to make them feel like they're welcome, and then I also want them to feel comfortable as well and feel like they can have a fluid conversation, a genuine conversation,
Right.
And that's the whole idea behind it. And now that I think about it, actually, you are the first woman that has been on my podcast.
I am. I noticed that too, because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no ladies.
I don't know. I guess people don't want to come and talk to me. I don't know.
I would be surprised. I mean, to be honest with. And you know what? Going back to what you said, I did feel like, because when I first came to your house, you made me feel very, very welcome. You did. So, but again, I think that how you're saying that just goes along with your personality. You're like chill, but you're like welcome chill.
Welcome chill.
Yeah, like welcome chill.
Yeah.
But so it's great. But that's what I was saying. Even your show, like I said, I can't wait to see what it's gonna turn into. Because man, this time next year, who knows what you're gonna be doing?
Right. Exactly. And that's why I tell people, like, if you want to do something, just go ahead and do it, because
exactly.
I was like, because me and my friend Anthony were talking, and we're like, yeah, man, because he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I listen to podcasts all the time, this, that, and the third. I was like, I don't really listen to podcasts, but I enjoy having conversations, so why don't we start a podcast? He was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we got Eric on board, and then now we got Shino on board, Rondo, whatever you want to call him.
There's a photographer?
Correct.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so now he's on board as well. And then I branched off and did my own, like, how we're doing now, the little interview things and stuff like that, because I want to link local people together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be local necessarily, but I just want to get good conversation going. I want it to be kind of like a linking factor for people, because a lot of people have talent, a lot of people have ideas, but they don't know who to talk to, they don't know who to work with, or they might be shy and don't want to reach out. So I can be that
You're
link,
connecting.
So I'm like, hey, I know so and so I know you do makeup, so I can link you with Christina, or I know you do photography, I can link you with Shino, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of the concept with the whole interviews, and just to give an insight to obviously you and your business and what you have to offer the area, because it'll help you with your clientele as well. Because
Right.
I may know people that you may not know, and
Right.
you never know who's going to see the interview or the video,
Right.
and that's
Exactly.
that's the whole thing I tell people. You never know who is going to see your stuff, and it just takes that one person for it to take off. So
Exactly. Even with what you're saying, that I know a couple of people who are in the music scene around here, but not only that, just around here with their own thing. So like you said, as you are linking me to people, the same thing is, vice versa, doing the same thing.
Right, exactly. It's like a give
and take.
Is it give and take?
Is
or
it?
give? Because I'm giving your take and vice versa.
Yeah, we'll just say vice versa.
Right. Regardless, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Right, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it works, and I think a lot of people can do to learn from that as well. Because a lot of people are looking out for themselves. They'll be reluctant to support somebody until they see them doing good, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I've always been here. And they're like,
no,
okay,
yeah, we'll see.
and that's not a knock to them. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, your life is your own, your reality is your own. You know what I'm saying? You do what you want with your life, but there will be inverse actions because of that. Like if you don't support me, I'm less likely to want to work with you or look out for you, because I'm like, well, this whole time I did this. Or especially like if you reach out to somebody and then they like swat you down, and then like they come back later like,
on when they see you doing great,
and
like, hey.
Right, you're like, nah, I'm good.
right. The only thing with that's the most challenging thing, because it's when it comes to that point, because obviously somewhere down the line, whether people want to admit or not, it kind of like, I don't know if guys will say hurt their feelings, but it's one of those things of, well, do you still continue to work with them even though? Because a lot of times the majority of people I'll see it. I mean, when I believe it, what is it? I'll see it. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So it's almost that same thing. But you have some people who are like, you know what? I'll hop up on, I'll see. And you have other people, like you said, are lurkers. They're like, oh, let me see behind the scenes,
Right.
But then even with that, it's like, it's hard to swallow. It's another pill hard to swallow, because it's like, well, do you still not work with them, even though, I mean, we all have our cases of, we may not have done that, but we may have done something else where somebody still gave us a shot at something.
Right.
But again, it's one of those things of where it's going to take that mental strength and maturity to kind of look past it, even outside of if it's something that benefits you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do that sometimes. Not be upset with anyone, but as far as just helping out, just to help out outside of, does it benefit me? Even when it comes to people who may have not said too many good things about me behind my back, I just kind of forgive and still, because again, what does that say about you and your character?
Exactly.
Because then they don't have anything to say wrong about you. What they got to say about you?
Right.
He's a good dude. And they will hate it in the inside, but it's the truth. You're a good dude. And so with that character building moment for you, what it does for everybody else, what can anybody say with you? And then, like you said, let the right one hear that, and then that right one hear that, and the next thing you know, you in some interviews with somebody else that comes through in town, so you never know. And you have like a dope setup, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to come up in here.
Sorry, I mean, it's under construction right now. I messed up the wall, so I'm working on that, but it'll be right. We
can put that in the blind.
No,
it still doesn't even look bad though.
No, it's all good. It'll be right soon enough. I should have it done tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe this weekend. But yeah, no, it's in the works. But yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I mean, because it does take a certain character to work with people, especially if you know that they are not in your corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I try my best to do that as well. And I feel like life is a learning process. So people always learn to be better people. So and that involves working with people that may not have your best interest in mind. Because a lot of times people don't want to work with you, or they won't work with you unless there's some gain for them.
That's true.
So I mean, and I agree. I would say I'm pretty selfless myself, where I try to help other people, even if it has nothing for me to gain, you know, because it's just a good feeling, you know.
Yeah,
And I guess you could argue you do it for the feeling a little bit, you know, because I mean, I feel like that is a thing, you know, because it does kind of soothe you and, you know, give you peace of mind that you're a good, decent person at the end of the day. But yeah, no, that's definitely good morals to live by.
Yeah. So, yeah, that, I mean, like I said, there's nothing that anybody can say about you. I remember I was reading, and I read a lot of books, but I was reading a book, and it was pretty.
You say you don't, or you do?
I do. I do. And I was saying, that's what it was saying. One of the things that it was saying was, even when somebody does you wrong, I mean, you still do what you can at the end of the day. If you see that they still need something, figure out how you can help. But again, like I said, some people are just let them burn. Like, at least throw them a fire, because you never know when that's going to be you. Right. And then at that moment, they're going to remember that. And, you know, love conquers all. So it's like, what can they do? Just watch you, even though that happened. You know what I'm saying? What kind of evil person is that? You know, but they're out there. But I doubt it, you know, that somebody just going to let you do that. So, yeah, I think that's a great thing to be and do and practice.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely important to have people like yourself in your corner, because I mean, one, you're level-headed, and two, you give a unbiased, real perspective, you know, because a lot of people, they'll give biased perspectives based off of whatever the case may be, religion, race, you know, there's a plethora of things it could be. But when you come at it with an unbiased approach, you're able to give the best advice for somebody that might be going through something like that, where they're like, oh, well, you know, I don't know if I should do this, that, the third, and be like, well, you know, look at it like this. These are the positives, these are the negatives, and you can break down the pros and cons with them, and then it's genuine. Yeah. That's the most important part, is it's genuine. Yeah. Because there's a lot of disingenuous people out here. Yeah. And it's sometimes hard to discern between who's genuine and who's not. So finding good, genuine people and coming across them is definitely a blessing. So keep being yourself. You too. No, definitely. You too. And I definitely appreciate you coming up on the show and you know, just talking about yourself and what you have to offer in the area, what you do in the area, and how that benefits people. Because I mean, it does benefit people, whether or not people realize they'd be like, oh, it's just makeup, but I mean, you're making people look the best that they can look on the most important days of their lives. Right. You know, whether it be a wedding, you know, it could even be prom, you know, whatever the case may be. With women, in my opinion, from a guy's perspective, I think women are very sentimental when it comes to things like that. So they want to have it be memorable, and they want to look their best. So you enable that. So that's phenomenal. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't have that ability to do that. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate what you offer the area, definitely. I will. And, you know, just even like I don't want to say it's a secret, but I never really said it. But honestly, I'm just using makeup as a platform, to be honest. I use it as a platform because it allows me to be in front of people, women, and just people, period. My biggest passion is to uplift and encourage people. And so I use my gift to get me there. Have you considered motivational speaking?
Yes, I've heard that before. All the time. But we'll let it flow as it goes. And like I said, I try to, you know, get people in the seat, and I'm like, you know what? And again, it's one of those barber hairstylist things, when they start to pour out their life, somehow it always happens. And then there I am to help either heal or help people, again, when they're ready to quit something, you know, be there to help them with their strength. I just, you know, just being there.
Sometimes and, just there to listen too.
Yeah, listen, all of that. Listen, yeah. I'm here for all of that. I'm not the perfect person. Lord knows I have my things, and I don't know if anybody know, but if you know me from I used to be married, divorced. I mean, everything. And I'm like, thank God I'm not the person who I used to be. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow. I used to be a whole wife, but you know, it's one of those things of if you knew then what you know now type thing. But I just, like I said, I'll use that as a platform to get me to where I want to be, the income to the overall goal that I want to do, or one of the things I want to do, is use the makeup and the different businesses that I have in makeup to be a powerhouse, so that I can be, so I can open up a investor's companies. But literally, I just want to be that person if somebody brings their business plan and they're like, oh man, I need this, and they have everything together. They just need that help. Like, oh, I need $10,000, and I'd be like, somebody bring me the check. Here you go. Go out, be great, do your thing. I don't want nothing else back from it. I'm giving you this money for you to now. Okay. You have it. So however you spend it is how you spend it. If you do it on dumb stuff, oh well. But my thing is that I did my part. I did my part. Absolutely. I gave you the option, and I gave you the opportunity. Now what you gonna do with it? Now you can never say that nobody's never done anything for you. And I want to be that person that eliminates that of someone giving them a chance, and I don't care what it is or whatever the amount is. So okay. That's the whole goal. It's not the whole goal for me, at least in the beauty industry. A lot of people want to be celebrity makeup artists, or they want to have the hottest cosmetic line, or they want all these, but I'm like, what I want for that to excel so that I can do this. I want me to be in this category so I can get to people. I wanted, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the people, and that's where I want to be, and that's where I'm headed.
That's awesome. So me personally, I'm a huge believer in stepping stones in life. Yeah. So use makeup as a stepping stone. Me, I've been working IT for 5 years, 6 years now, something like that. I've been working IT for a while now, and it's enjoyable, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Yeah. It pays the bills, and it allows me to do things that, like the podcast. And I tell people all the time, sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do to get to where you want to be. That's true. So you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions sometimes in order to succeed, because that's true. Like if you had the shipyard as a job option, but you don't want to do shipyard work, well, whatever you want to do, work the shipyard, stack your money up, and then boom, go do what you want to do. Yeah. I had the dude up here, Keon, he has a business local, Take It On the Run, and he was working the shipyard. Worked 12-hour days, and then as soon as he was done with that, he'd go home, work on the business. Yeah. Stacked his money up. Now he has a successful 7-figure business. I mean, it just has to. It's a matter of doing it. A lot of people are scared to actually go out and do things. That's true. When they are afraid to go do things, they hinder themselves. That's true. And then they get stuck in the rat race, and then they're 40 with a wife and 3 kids
and unhappy,
unhappy. And I'd much rather live my life and fail doing something that I wanted to do, opposed to living life and not knowing whether or not I would have been successful at it.
Yeah, that's true. That goes into what I was saying. A lot of times people will take a chance on other people's dreams, but their own, and still have the same mindset of something else, of where they're doing something for themselves. I'm like, how can you you can't have two things at the same time? Well, what are you going to do? And that's why I said a lot of times, again, people going into other people's and excelling in that, and like you said, they're not happy, because at the end of the day, this is what they want to do, but they need that extra push, or they need to be in an uncomfortable position that will catapult them and make them do it. You all of a sudden you lose your job, or you all of a sudden lose your scholarship, and you all of a sudden, what are you gonna do? You gonna sit there and cry and be depressed, or are you gonna start getting busy on the thing that you was trying to do? And if it fails within that year or 2 or 3, who's to say that it didn't? Who's to say? I always say this. Say that what's 2018? Someone had a dream to excel in their career or excel in their business, and it didn't happen. And 2019 came, and it was all right, but it didn't. And I always tell people, so what happens if it didn't work in those years, because 2021 was going to be the best year for that thing to excel? Or would you rather it be all right and get 50% of it in those few years that you were mad? Or would you rather have 100% of it in 2021? Of course, everybody going to say 2021. The thing is that we never know when it's going to be. That's the whole thing that should keep you motivated. You never know. Well, like you said, when that moment is going to happen, when the right person is going to see it, when the right hour, the right minute, you happen to be at Walmart, and you never know. But that's why you always have to keep at it, because you know what, the worst thing ever is when the right opportunity comes to you, but you wasn't prepared.
Absolutely.
then you can't blame nobody but yourself. Then you're gonna be mad and depressed and all that other stuff. But that still doesn't mean for you to quit. You better keep going, because it'll happen
Right.
again. It may not be for another little while, but you keep going, and eventually you'll be up there. What did Les Brown say? He said dang it, he pretty much was saying that, what is it, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll be among the stars, or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I messed that whole thing up, maybe, but you get it. You shoot for the moon, because if you miss the moon, you'll be among the stars. Right. So, pretty much, yeah, that's what I said. Man, I just really want people to do their thing, man. That's why when you said, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming up here. Look, I said I'm gonna keep my word this year, 2018. I'm gonna keep my word no matter what happens. Because when I tell you, look, we're gonna get sidetracked real quick.
Okay.
So I had contacts in, and there's two type of you wear contacts?
I do not.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been blessed with perfect vision.
Yeah, that's what you suck. Dang. But it's two different types of contact solution. There's a regular contact solution, and there's this really, really, really strong contact solution that needs a special case. You can't put the contacts within your eyes within 5 hours, whatever.
Oh.
So I didn't have the contact case, which was number one. Number two, I did the whole process wrong. So as I'm getting ready to come here, that's why I got these glasses on. When I was getting ready to come here, I put the contact directly in my eye, and when I tell you, the burn of Hades came on my eye, I was like, oh my God, like for a whole 10 minutes. And in my soul, I was like, man, I'm about to just ask him if we can do it a different time. I was like, nope. You're going to put these glasses on. You're going to put these glasses on. You're going to be great. And you're going to come up here and stick to your word. I was like, Lord, have mercy.
But the glasses look fine.
Thanks.
Yeah. So for those who've seen the video portion, they'll see your glasses, and I think they'll agree. They look
okay,
fine.
Cool. Thanks.
But yeah, I appreciate that. And it's not a big deal. I mean, I've rescheduled before. But I do appreciate you.
I didn't want to be another person to reschedule.
You're good. Absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of uncomfortable, I don't want to keep you too long.
There you go.
So speaking of being uncomfortable, I noticed that you cut your hair. A lot of black women, especially, are a little reluctant to go natural. So what kind of made you decide to go natural, and how do you like it so far?
Okay, you're gonna laugh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, this is a laughing moment. A while ago, I was natural for 4 years, but during that time, they had no products for women of color with my hair texture. They had a lot of looser curl patterns, and so I quit. So the reason why I came and cut off my hair now, it was because it was a deal. I made a deal with somebody. Actually, the man who I'm with now, I made a deal with him.
Oh, I thought you were saying like a sale deal.
No,
okay.
No,
I was like,
you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh because most people are like, I would never do that. So I don't live with him, but I'm always at his house all the time, and I really want a kitten. Okay. And I asked him for a long time, but he asked me to go natural for a long time. And after we seen the movie Nappily Ever After, I'll be surprised if you haven't seen it, because it's one of those like chick flick things. And I don't know. Have you ever seen it with Sanaa Lathan? Okay.
No.
Pretty much, she had a moment where she had to cut off all her hair too, and it made him, when he seen how close women were to their hair, he was like, "I want you to cut off all your hair," and I was like, "Look, I'm not about to do this. I'm not want to be bald. I don't know." But we made a deal, and I was like, okay. I was like, it was completely. I was completely joking with him. I said, if you give me a kitten, I'll cut my hair. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. So we went, got the kitten, but the next, I was like, I didn't want it. After I got the cat, I didn't want to cut my hair. So the next day, I had to do it. And we went to the barbershop, and I almost cried.
Oh,
yeah. But it sucked at first because I had to get used to it. I felt like a little boy, and so I liked it so far. I'm gonna keep it natural, and I'm gonna keep this little fade thing or whatever, and just let the top grow. Thank you, but that's the whole reason why. It wasn't because I had a special moment of reaching the natural parts of Africa. You didn't have like an
epiphany or anything like that?
No, it wasn't. Okay. It was because it was a deal, and I had to hold up my side of it for a cat. So, yeah, a lot of people were like, I would have never done that. But I'm like, look, it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Right when I was going to tell him, never mind, he shaved off a crap load of this, and I was like, well, it's do or die.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I almost cried. I was really mad that I even did it, to be honest. Even though with him I seemed happy in the inside, I was pissed. I was like, you idiot, why would you do this for a cat? But you know what, it is what it is now. I mean, you gotta, take it or leave it. And
Right.
I didn't want to put the wigs back on and stuff, so I was like, okay, cool. So, I mean, yeah, that's why I did it.
at least you can feel the breeze on your scalp now. So
I didn't want to feel the breeze on my scalp. That's the thing. I didn't.
Hey, you gotta look at the silver lining. I mean,
I know. That's what
well, nah, because the wind's kind of cold now, so it's actually a bad thing.
Right? I didn't know. I was like, is this what dudes have to go through all the time? Like,
You might want to invest in
cold.
you might want to invest in a beanie.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what kind. Like,
or you could get a do-rag.
I was rocking a do-rag.
For real?
I was with the tail on the back.
You had the cape out?
Yes,
Oh, man.
yes, I did, because I was trying to get waves, but see, the way that my curl pattern is set up, it wasn't trying to cooperate.
I got you. So you're just gonna go with the natural nap and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Are you using the curl sponge? Are you using that?
No, I just use my hand.
Okay.
And it just does its own thing, I guess. I don't know. I just know that I can't go long without a haircut because I look really terrible. So I gotta call up my barber and which is kind of weird, because when you and your say that you had a lady and you and your lady had the same barber and y'all come get y'all hair cut together, it's weird. You know what I'm saying?
So how's everything at home?
Right. It's like, oh, this is really kind of weird. But I'm a deputy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And everybody, a lot of, that's the dudes area. But it's kind of cool to be around y'all area, because then I have a voice for the women when y'all be tripping about women and all that other stuff. I'm like, hold up.
Which Lord knows that happens in barbershops.
Yes,
so.
y'all be down. I mean, not all of y'all, but some of y'all. Well, I can't even say. I don't even want to put y'all underneath a whole umbrella. But let's just say some.
We'll just say it's anecdotal for now.
Right, yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know what women y'all messing with, but I'll let you know that there are some others that exist, just like with you guys. Not all men are dogs. I don't know what y'all be dealing with. Y'all must be meeting them at the alley or something.
I'm gonna be started in the alley.
Right. Nothing wrong with the alley. Anybody go to the alley? Nothing wrong. I'm just saying.
There's a lot wrong with the alley.
Okay, we ain't gonna talk, because you might interview the dude who owns it, so we ain't gonna say nothing else about it with that.
I'd love to have a conversation with him, but yeah. So I guess we'll wrap it up with that. I appreciate you coming out,
No
Christina.
problem,
I don't want to take up too
problem.
much of your time, but again, I'm very appreciative of you coming out and
problem.
giving
Thanks
me
for having me.
your time. So thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.